không điều màu đỏ
cháu sao ông thì mình đi nhà đâu nào mi show lại bị qua mi đi nói yak qua cô cô yên ngao lo spain pa si cô tắt tim chi ba si ban le me yau phit ba na ri yau le ne me ji so na ko pe kwe cha phit la nai me chao mya ko na ka ma la ma khan ye lo
ဆက်ပြက်လိုက်တာပါ
လူကောင်းတယောက်ဟုတ်တာ
မင်းလည်းဒီမှာပါ chess
အာကူငယ်မျက်နှာငယ်ပြရှိရဲ့ပြသူရဲ့မိခင်ကအိမ်ရတဲ့လေမင်းချောင်းရင်ငါကိုပြောစင်ငါမြင်မြဝန်းမှာချင်နာဆိုရဲ့နှွေးချွေးမှုကိုရှာစေပေါ်ရဲ့လူရင်မွေးဆက်သွေးကဲကိုပါမချလူတော်မပါရင်ငါပဲလေးရမလားဆိုထိတ်စွာရုံးကန်ရင်အယုတ်ကောက်ခံသူလည်းပင်မဝါထိန်ရဲ့ဆဲချိုးလေးပါဗျာမင်းကိုတန်တာမီရဲ့လားတတိယမီရဲ့ငါရဲ့စိတ်ကိုငါမင်းပြချင်တာဟိုးရင်ပြုံးနေစင်ငါမင်းရဲ့ခန်းကြီးရဲ့ရဲ့ကြီးကိုငါမုန်းလိုက်တော့ဟာအော်နေမရောကပြောဖို့ရအထက်ကပေးရဲ့စီရီအမှတော့ရတဲ့လားshall be your aid be the phone as a beta years at the bar I am my something every little day they car pila nine down ya go na gamma lam ka yellow sapya like daba malu ga ya hoda melody mama malu ga ya hoda
ba 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 change my love your since I'm a boy did love so chip but get out or chip but you shot it change my life, your since I'm a boy. Oh, chip, you shall say. Should probably do some lessons, bro. I need some lessons on endgame. Since I'm a boy, chipot get down, oh chipa, chishaze. science and games. How do I learn endgames? I want to learn endgames. Checkmates. I know 2 rook mates. My endgame is shit.
I met my girl when I was 18 years old, and she was just turning 23. I really love her from my heart, and even though I don't deserve it, fam, I hope she loves me. So I just done this private show, I'm doing Foot Locker promo, and judging from the postcode, it was Shoreditch or Soho. Did 6 or 7 tracks, made 6 or 7 racks. A couple days later on Twitter, I saw this photo of myself and I was grinning. That 4K camera quality, it got me tripping. So I'm checking out who did it when I stumbled on this girl, and I could tell that she was different.
Was my most popular video, so I'm very excited to bring you part 2, which is the top 25 endgame principles. So we're specifically going to be looking at principles that have to deal with the end of the game. So we've got a lot to cover. Let's get started. All right, principle number 1 is if you are ahead by a lot of material, don't get a stalemate. In this position, if white plays queen here, black's king now has nowhere to move because white is controlling all of these squares, but his king is not in check, so this is a stalemate, and instead of white getting the win, he would only get a draw. So if you're ahead a lot of pieces, watch out for stalemate. Principle number 2 is activate your king. Your king is a very valuable piece at the end of the game. The chances that you're going to get checkmated are very low because there's not very many pieces left, and your king is actually really good at capturing pawns, preventing pieces from moving to certain places, and so you need to activate your king at the end of the game. Principle number 3 is very similar to principle number 2, but you should try to centralize your king. By moving your king towards the center of the board, your king has the option to go to either side of the board, either corner of the board, anywhere that it needs to go depending on what your opponent is going to do. So centralizing your king is a very smart thing to do at the end of the game. Principle number 4 is that passed pawns should be pushed. In this position, white has a passed pawn on a2. That simply means that there are no pawns that can capture it on the way to becoming a queen. All the other pawns can be stopped by black's pawns, but this one cannot, so it's a passed pawn, and as the principle says, you should be pushing it forward. In this example, white can very easily win the game by going and getting a queen because black is too far away to stop the pawn. Principle number 5 is that if you don't have any passed pawns, you should try to create some. In this position, white can play a4, which is not currently a passed pawn, but by playing a4, he's threatening to go a5 next move, which would then become a passed pawn. So black could try to capture it, but after white recaptures, he has successfully created a passed pawn. Principle number 6 is that passed pawns should be supported by your pieces. In this position, if white just decided to blindly push this pawn forward, black would simply move his king, attack the pawn, and after white tried to defend, black could bring his rook up, and black has too many pieces attacking the pawn, and white's going to lose his only passed pawn. So going back to the original position, before white pushes the pawn forward, a better plan would be to put the rook behind it, bring the king over to support it, and then he can push it forward without risk of losing it because he has pieces backing it up. So remember to support your passed pawns before you just blindly push them forward if your opponent has pieces that are going to be able to capture the pawn. Principle number 7 is that in a king and queen against a king endgame, the player with the queen should make a box, continually make the box smaller and smaller until eventually the opponent's king is forced to the edge of the board. Then you would bring your king up and over and achieve checkmate. If you want a detailed step-by-step example of how to do this, I'll post a link in the description below to another video on my channel. Principle number 8 is that in a king and rook against a king endgame, the player with the rook should again make a box, continue to force the king to the edge of the board and bring the king up and over to get checkmate. Very similar to the queen. There are a few little extra tricks, but this process is roughly the same. Again, if you'd like to see a step-by-step detailed example, I'll put a link in the description below as well. Principle number 9 is that in a king and 2 bishops against a king ending, the player with the bishop should first form a V, like this, continue to make the V smaller and smaller until you reach this position, where black only has 2 places to go to, back and forth, and then you can force black to either one of the corners and achieve checkmate. Again, if you want to see a detailed step-by-step example, check the description below. Principle number 10 is that in a king and knight and bishop against a king endgame, you have to force the king into the corner that matches the color of your bishop. In this case, it's R4. Principle number 15 is that...
Okay, bro, whatever. Let's play. Fucking go. My miracles mess. What pains me is the passion and the pleasure. What pains me is the passion and the pleasure. What have I done all the time, bro? I keep sacrificing my queen for no fucking reason. Maybe I should get really good at like how to trick people into thinking that they have a queen and shit. Actually, that's a good. How to learn chess?
If you're looking for openings advice, you've come to the right place. Throughout the course of... Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to welcome you to episode 1 of a brand new series here on the Gotham Chess YouTube channel, known as the Steps of Chess, or Chess Steps, or Steps to Getting Better, keyword steps. And in this series, I'm taking you through the entirety of the rating ladder against my very own subscribers, playing them in 5-minute and 5-second bonus games, although 10 and 15, I kind of drew this up. So Bishop B7 doesn't threaten us. We're gonna play Queen to F3. Which is actually a very slight, maybe, inaccuracy in the sense that we're lining up our queen and this bishop. It's a hard part to see. Now the king is completely cut off on G and H, and the other queen goes to like this. That is the easiest way. We get all the pieces out of the way, quick ladder mate to seal the deal. Okay? We're gonna play CJ. So this person is rated 500. Last time I played with the king's pawn. Let's see what happens if we play with the queen's pawn. Yeah, unfortunately, some people register and then they don't continue the game. They don't stay online. So 2 pawns in the center if possible. In this case, possible, right? Now one of our pawns is under attack. The best way to protect this pawn is with a knight. So we don't want to go here. That just takes away from our own knight. So if you can protect one of your center pawns with a knight, it's generally the rule of thumb. Okay, now we want to go 2 knights, yeah? Something like knight to f3. Generally good. We're not attacking the knight just yet because that would be overextending. We don't want to do this a little. I mean, we can. It's not like terrible, but it's not. You're not building the right approach. You want to, for as long as you can, just develop. Just get your pieces out into the open, right? Like castles or something. Bishop castles. Last game we had opposite side castling, so we had situation where we were just on opposite sides, and oftentimes in this case you can do opposite side castling, something like bishop out, queen out, and bring the king over here. So this move is not bad. They are pinning our knight. If a piece ever gets this far into your territory, because this obviously is your territory, you are allowed to ask a question. Like, what are you doing here? Right? Okay, they're taking. Alright, they could have hung around. Maybe we would have tried to trap them. Now, obviously, you're going to take with the queen and not the pawn. The pawn opens up the king. That's not good. But I'm going to do it. Because I'm 500. I don't know better. I don't want to bring my queen out. That's too scary. So the problem is I have an open king and I have a very weak pawn on h3, right? So here comes knight back to d7. Okay, that's let's finish my development. So I put all my pieces out, like Gotham told me to. But now what? Now what do I do? Well, we both have 8 pawns. Gotham said the position is closed. Yeah, but you have a lot more space. We're not both jostling in the middle. Can I bring a rook? Can I bring a queen? Yeah, you can make these very subtle improving moves. At some point, you're going to have to go forward. The tough thing about a position like this is, like, for instance, look, let's say I play bishop d5 attacking this. All right? The problem with a position that's so closed is that there's just you're just going to get kicked out. Like, it's very spiky. Oh, my opponent misses my idea. So they counterattack me in the center, but they missed that my idea was to play bishop takes pawn. So now I'm going to win a rook. I've trapped their rook in the corner. But at what loss? I'm going to lose a bishop, right? So bishop takes pawn, pawn takes bishop, and I'm going to win the rook in the corner. So the idea there was I just made a one-move threat. It wasn't that good, but it was the only thing that was not guarded at all in the black position. That pawn, and I attacked it, and it wasn't good. I would have had to move on with my life, you know, if that happened, right? But I take the rook. Now, what you do if a bishop wanders this close, shut the door. Don't let the bishop out. Keep the bishop locked in your corner so maybe you can win it. Pawn, queen, and everybody, right? There is this check on my king, but checks don't decide games. I just slide over to the corner. That's another very important skill. How can they attack my king? See, I'm not just drawing arrows for myself. I'm constantly drawing arrows at what do my opponent's pieces see? And that's so important. What do my opponent's pieces see? And right now, they see a lot of open lines, right? Moves like queen to h4, right? But you gotta trap my bishop here. This is the most important thing. Don't let the bishop out. Respond to this move and make sure the bishop stays in jail. And then if I'm clever, I'll try to trade and kind of rescue the bishop, give it a helping hand out of the I'm 500 though. I don't know that. I'm like, oh, all right, it's dead, you know. And then I'm not gonna save the bishop. Like whatever. it's a goner. Okay. Does this move do anything? This is so tough. I moved on to. All right. I'm gonna go attack the knight. Queen was attacking the bishop. I got a little lucky. I got lucky. I missed that the queen was attacking the bishop. I could have ran away. I could have gone all the way back with my bishop, all the way back into my territory. But I forgot. I didn't see it. I was a little bit lucky. But I saw that I could play a one mover attacking that knight. Okay. But you have to anticipate that it's not just the knight. Anytime a piece moves, other pieces start seeing things in a different way. For example, my queen used to guard this pawn. That's a free pawn now, because my queen used to guard it. So that's how the board changes. From over here, the queen sees the middle. Luckily, my middle is quite well protected, admittedly. But bishop takes pawn is a free pawn now. It's a very open, the board is opening up, right? Now the board is, you're seeing this, like, board is opening up a lot. Excellent. Fair trade. I'm up material, so I'm fine with the trade. I can attack the bishop. Don't hate it. I can move the knight, which attacks the bishop and that. I kind of like that. Kind of like that. If I move the knight, they can take me on b2, but I can take, and that's a fork. Oh, that must be good, right? Knight b5 must be good. The bishop can go back and protect that, actually. And then I have to move on to my next plan. Now, bishop back to b6 is, yeah, wow. Awesome move by my opponent. Now I can't really break through over there. This is... When you don't know what to do, what do you do? Right? Like, what do you do? I'm gonna play a rook move. I don't know. I haven't moved my rook yet. I'm just gonna bring my rook to the kind of open file. Now, at this point, there's an extremely strong move here by my opponent. And that move is the move knight to e5. Attacking the pawn, which is near my king. That is a very, very decent move. It's very hard to defend, by the way, that pawn. Okay, they go that way, and they're attacking my queen. Not a bad move. I have to now move my queen to safety. This one's not so hard. This is the only move I have. I mean, that's a very easy way to lose your queen. But, we're not going to do that. So, I'm going to get our queen to safety. Queen c6 is not a bad move. Queen c6 actually might be a very instructive moment. Okay, rook d8. Can't really take much. Can play a one mover, attacking the knight. It doesn't seem like a terrible move, especially at this level. Just pawn up to b4. I mean, the knight's going to move out of the way. And then we got to keep thinking. It's not an easy position at all, really. It's not. Like, how do we, you know, like a couple games ago, we were trying to attack weak spots near my opponent's king. But how do you attack a position where everything is protected? It's not easy. We have to not weaken our position, right? We have to not blunder anything. We have to make moves that don't, like, for instance, just kind of an offhand move like queen c3. Just bringing the queen more toward the center, not blundering anything. Our knight is a little offside, right? Like maybe rook up. Our knight's a little bit offside. So if it gets attacked, okay, a5, we can take. Most people at low elo just take. Like, if they can take, they just take, right? So now, if bishop takes, our queen's under attack and it's protected. So we have to move to safety. We can be safe, or we can transfer the queen very deep into our opponent's territory. This is kind of a good strategy, like just kind of hanging out near all the enemy pieces, as long as you're not going to get taken, as long as you can't really be attacked or messed with. It's a good strategy. People kind of freak out sometimes if you just put the queen near stuff. You know, for example, if my opponent had put their queen on h4 early and hung out near my territory, I might have gotten a little bit freaked. I might have not. I probably would have been quite calm, actually. But in this case, you know, my opponent doing a good job sort of chilling out. I did a good job chilling out. They did a good job chilling out. D5. Okay. Takes. 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 Are we up material? Gotham taught me I should trade when I'm up material, right? Yes and no. In this case, this exchange is not bad, but it does do something called activating our opponent's piece. Right? We're bringing the queen to everything, the crossroads of the entire position. And this game is a good example of the fact that even though we are up a rook for a bishop, which we won early on, right, when I trapped my opponent's rook, if a rook is not participating in the game, how are you going to say this rook is worth 5 points, right? Now, when the queen arrives here, what is it attacking? It's attacking the knight, it's attacking the pawn, it's attacking this pawn. That's kind of scary, right? So we can move the knight. We can also defend the knight. So I'm going to kill 2 birds, 1 stone here. But does my opponent see this? This is actually a very good position for black. Black's king is a lot safer than mine. And in chess, despite material probably being the most important thing, the second most important thing is king safety. And right now, I gotta tell you, my king is not feeling safe. And if I try to bring my rook to the party, it's just gonna get taken. It's gonna get swarmed like, you know, like I've got vultures outside of my house. I can't bring this queen to the back rank because it's gonna get taken. And I have to guard my king. It's a really tough position. It's not an easy position to play at all, like at all. So I can probably protect this, right? The pawn over here. I can also, you know, maybe bring this knight back, right? And that's hitting the queen and the knight. Maybe trade. But this is a fantastic game that my opponent is playing here. I've kind of played to their level. For example, here queen takes pawn, and I'm sort of scared. I mean, this goes all the way back to why you shouldn't have taken like this. Do you remember this? Why we shouldn't have taken with a pawn? Because this is what happens. The game begins proceeding, and all the pawns near our king are collapsing. This is really dangerous for us. Well, for example, queen here, pawn here, it's mate. I'm already getting mated, so I've got to be super, super careful. Not easy at all. G5, okay. Can we check? Yes. We can also fork, but the first thing you always need to look at is checks in any position. In any position, that check is good, and we can now immediately win this pawn. And actually, the craziest thing about this, look at this. Look at how big the board is. The bishop is hanging. I'm not sure if 500 catches that. I'm not. I'm really not. I'm actually not going to take this, because I just... That is so beyond the pay grade. But you know what's not beyond the pay grade? The king is a little trapped. And even though my rook still can't come to the party on those files, it can on b1. And rook b8 is borderline checkmate. Like, if it doesn't get stopped, it's mate. It can be stopped. That's why I'm calling it borderline. Rook b8 is mate. I am threatening mate because the king is cut off. It cannot escape, right? Bishop b6, wow. And you know what the craziest thing about that move is? There is now a threat to my own king, which is so hard to see. Part of me wants to play a5. If my opponent sees that they can win the game after a5, I will be so happy. I'm gonna do it. Because this is the point of the series. Does my opponent see bishop takes f2? Let's see. And then king h2 and then bishop g3. And that will show you exactly why you don't open up your king. a5 is a tunnel vision move. It's a move like, oh my god, if the bishop moves, rook b8. And then my opponent can say forever that they beat Gotham Chess rated 2700. I'm not sure they're going to have that. It's completely winning. Bishop takes is just game over. They are probably scared of mate, which is why, and there also might be like, is Gotham actually blundering against me? Is bishop f2 actually, they're so... Oh no, they missed it. Now I take the bishop. Okay, now, even though rook b6 is still not so terrible, there might be a draw. Like, it's actually kind of crazy. Oh, no, it's not a draw. The only thing you need to worry about when you've got a weak king like this is perpetual check. Okay, unfortunately, my opponent did not go for checks. And we can trade queens here. One of the ways to win this is to trade the queen. But again, this was our plan for a very long time, so I'm just going to play rook b8. And now we can take the queen for the rook, but we also can give a check and remove the defender first. That's a little bit too much. Something like check and then taking. That's not gonna, so I'm gonna do this, and we're gonna follow our strategy of the last game. Oh, okay, they resigned, but the strategy of the last game, which was just making a second queen, removing the pawns. I'm gonna tell my opponent, I'm gonna tell them that they were winning. I'm gonna tell them, yes, that's the point of the series. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We have bishops seeing each other. Opponent could get confused here, do some crazy.
A couple hours later, now I'm liking all her pictures, I ain't finished. I typed her Twitter name into my Insta so I could check on every single little digit. Why didn't I just message her? Trust me, I was thinking, but I'm a self-centered rapper, too concerned about my image, the truth. So when she hit me first, I'm pretty shocked I didn't burst. I'm calling Josh, Jack and Just, who am I ringing first? Man, I was so excited that I replied a minute later, that's that bro, I think that you just let her know excited. Too excited, no clue on what I should do excited. So I'm just typing, rambling like a fool excited. Look, and we were talking for hours over some minor things, ignoring everyone else to her I'm replying quick. This type of chick, she got a spark like you were lighting spliffs. You know you like her when you're thinking about your words. She got me typing, deleting my messages, then rewriting, in the hope that there's a smile when she's replying. The highlight of my day, them phone calls in the night, it's the little things. The girl, she had a vibe and I liked it, and she's into photography, she's got a passion for it. And she respects that I'm rapping, but she ain't catting for it. See, that's the perfect balance. There's nothing better than a girl with talent, drive, ambition, all of them things above, she's showing in abundance. I ain't even met her yet, she works around the corner but lives just outside of London. I ain't fronting, I'm a sweet boy. Intentions are in question, so my compliments are decoys, if that even makes sense. The first time I met her, I'm surrounded by my friends, random ends on some staircase. So much for a first date. I just had a show and I asked if she could meet me after, maybe we could chill. You never know where things could go, no problem, she down to roll. Travelled in a cold, saw her when I crossed the road, grey hoodie under a coat if I'm remembering correctly. It's always kinda weird when a person that you were texting's a person that you're obsessed with. I was on her from the jump, I think she was wearing pumps or Vans when I first met her. No, it's either one. She was looking so attractive, I barely saw skin cause she was covered like a mattress. Man, I think that she's the one. I was stuck for 20 seconds trying to give the girl a hug, and all my friends are drunk, so fuck it, I'm about to kiss her. Any complications, I'm blaming it on the liquor. Changing my name on Twitter and blocking her on my Insta. I saw her skin blush the moment that our lips touched. She pulled my bottom lip until it stretched, kissed me on my cheek until she reached around my neck and had me moaning like a bitch. Even though I'm wearing jeans, I had to rearrange my dick so she don't see that I'm a wreck. It's the first time we met, got me feeling like a creep, and that strawberry flavour gave her tongue a kinda sweet little taste that we could speak about anything. We were friends first. I dropped her to the station, I remember, cause we had a conversation for ages about our dreams and the things that we hadn't seen and all that we had intended to do. I bet she's hoping my intentions are true. And as months went by, we both got into it, and intimate. And I'ma spare you the details cause both of our parents are probably listening, but really we were into it, into us, into this, into everything about each other. We were lovers and I love her cause she knows me, and that's probably why she told me you ain't ready for a girl. You're still a little kid that's getting ready for the world and you don't need that kind of burden. But I told her that I want it, and I'm just being honest. Yes, I know that girls exist, but I don't see them as a problem. I meant every single word, and I ain't gonna lie and say DMs have been absurd, but out of every single girl, this is the weirdest of positions. It's usually the girl that's asking where I see her fitting or a place in her position, but I'm telling her I need it, and I don't think she sees it, so I'm being even sweeter when we're speaking and we're meeting. I've got affectionate messages, you can read them. You gotta tell a girl that she's beautiful till she sees it, believes it, understands it more than physically, mentally. And the way that I'm feeling, I could talk for 10 years about the moments that we shared, the jokes that we had run in, the places that we've been, the music we made together, producing next to my bed, then making my minor changes in reference to what she said. I think I started getting tired, my schedule's a mess, replies are getting lazy, and my lady knows it's crazy, but she's there if I'm in need, while I'm at shows getting tempted by girls that are on their knees. You know I'm only a teen, it's like my eyes started drifting, not as easy as I pictured to give your all to a woman, ignoring all this attention that's been getting
into my head. Is sex is so accessible, one message or text and girls will get in your bed. She's trying to make it happen with photos at her events. I mentioned it's a passion, photography is her thing, and I don't know if it's the pressure where paper meets the passion and the pleasure. We all gotta work to survive, so now she's popping up at shows, taking pictures on her own. And at first it wasn't cool, but fuck it, we'll let it go. Until I saw her in some rapper's tracksuit, I felt away. She told me it was work and she was in some studio taking pictures, and I just sighed. Some halfway wannabe rappers had fed her lives, they ain't looking for no picture. I know it's your profession, but read their intentions. They ain't paying male photographers to shoot that same session. And I felt so disrespectful, standing on her dreams and crushing them. I just told her it's nothing, do what you need to do. If I ain't feeding you, then my opinion's all I'm giving when I speak to you, cause I don't have the right. Why should girls be punished for a male's dirty mind? When I think about it now, I'm ashamed to the core. I mean, how many men stop their women from achieving what they can because in secret they've been feeling insecure, and I can't handle my emotions. It's probably why I didn't see her talent when I should have been supporting and promoting. Like I didn't have a platform, a voice and a following. With everyone I knew, I really could have done a lot of things to help chase her dream, but instead of me to grow into the person that she needs, I acted like I couldn't see. And I don't mean to say this like I don't trust the girl, but how can I trust her if I don't trust myself? And even girls can get tempted, you know how it goes. What if she meets a bigger rapper when she's at a show? What if he sees her backstage? What if he's selling lots? What if he's got a bigger car, got a better watch? That doesn't bother me, she really ain't material. It's all the little things they do that put the fear in you. What if he actually replies? What if he phones her too? What if he's doing all the things that I'm supposed to do? What if he's listening, laughing, relating? What if he even cares to ask her how her day's been? What if he's trying to give her everything she needs and expects from the one damn person that she's dating? I should have helped her follow a dream, but instead I held her back and had her following me. And boys got a brave face so they'll never know that it hurts just as much when you let them go.
Sunday school can my king love you. Kurati mami there, sasole minga tore, sasama chite ye, chirin lotori, loka ye lanwe, so sama chayine, yonte dominga pamlave, among them sexual music. Sit down. Pia down and me like I know. Don't me on you. Did I love me what you need me? Let my evil not go right. Move and say, Lequa, in Jamalo and Salazin, the Nequer of Sura, Kadanga Talazin, feel like my Tigas, young man, one never, don't have so clear, Taride, Namingo, your Piazine.
I don't know, bro. I don't know what to.
Make clear with what I mean, Tiba. She be in your leg at the Zombaqua. Make the Tataka Pedonga, Yarati and Neram Diga Kaunye. Minta Sobalati out chick, Kera. She be in your leg at the Zombaqua. Did the cafe? No such change. Yeah, so the can you talk it, Chabo, they see. Minkly, cool on me, Shiva. She be in your liga, she don't make one. Be my good out table. Make clear with what I mean, Shiva. She be in a liga, she don't make one. Miracle, you dash in it, ja. Bessie me out loaning a little down. Tony of Calweva, la piensa. She be in a little kitchen, baby. Looked at me, so the outlaw Shabanero, no such change. The Jarangaya Vega, so long, baby. Minning, I'm a tribute, Taku Tiba. Bessie me out loaning, I dream, ချိန်ချိန်ရင်ကုန်ပြီးတော့မင်းမြတ်ဝအာယုံမညီတဲ့မြတ်ဝမင်းရဲ့ကြည်မမျောနေရဲ့မင်းရဲ့အချစ်မျောချိန်စားလာရမသွားတဲ့ခံစားချက်ပေါင်းများစွာနဲ့စူးရှာတဲ့မျက်ဝန်းစုံမင်းချင်ရဲ့မူမပိုင်နဲ့မျက်ဝန်းတွေချိန်ပြီးယူခဲ့ရပေမဲ့နှုတ်ဆက်မဲ့ဒီနှခမ်းတွေတွေ့ဘူးနေI'm sorryချစ်တွေယနေ့ကဆောင်လို့ခဲ့ပြောခဲ့ခြင်းပေမဲ့သေကြတဲ့အချစ်တွေနဲ့ပြတ်သွားမလားဆိုရင်ငယ်မျိုးဝနဲ့ပြောနေပြီအချစ်ချင်းကောင်းပြီးတော့မင်းမျိုးအာယုံမနေတဲ့မျိုးမင်းရဲ့ဒီမှာတော့လေနေရီနာရီမပေါ်ခဲ့သူမိလာရလေတော့မင်းမျိုးမြမနောင်တော့ဘယ်မျိုးနေဒီမှာတော့လေနေချင်မျိုးဘယ်လောက်ပဲတို့ဝေးစီချလေးဆောင်ငယ်ကြည့်ုံနဲ့ညခုံးပင်မှာဒီလွမ်းတွေပုံကွယ်နေချိုမိန်နဲ့ချစ်စကားတွေလိုပဲခဏခဏပြောချင်လေမင်းရှိမှတောင်းကြိုးတဲ့ကလေးပဲI'm sorryချစ်တွေနဲ့ယနေ့ကဆောင်ပြောခဲ့ပြောခဲ့ခြင်း baby ဒီကြတဲ့ချစ်တွေနဲ့ပြတ်သွားမလားဆိုရင်ငယ်မျိုးဝနဲ့ပြောနေပြီချစ်တွေကုန်ပြီးတော့မင်းမျိုးအာယုံမညီတဲ့မျိုးမင်းရဲ့ဒီမှာမျောနေရဲ့နေရီနာရီမသွားခဲ့သူမိသားရလေတော့မင်းမျိုးရမနောင်ကြိုးပွဲမျိုးမင်းရဲ့ဒီမှာမျောနေရဲ့မင်းရဲ့မျိုးတွေကမိုးစလေးများမချစေဖို့ငါရင်မဲကချုံမချိန်နာကိုမင်းထွက်တလုံးမဲသိမ်းထားမဲ Hãy subscribe cho kênh Ghiền Mì Gõ để không bỏ lỡ ထွက်သွားတော့မယ်ကျင်နာသူနဲ့ဝေးရဝေးဝေးဝေးလုံလာကနာကျင်စွာနဲ့နောက်ဆုံးနှုတ်ဆက်ခဲ့ကိုလိုချင်ခဲ့ဆုံးအရာဘဝမှာချစ်ချင်းမြတ်တာရာယူပိုင်ဆိုင်ခွင့်မရှိတော့ဆွေဆွေဆွေမိရခဲ့သူသာရင်နေတန်တာနေမေရင်ဆိုင်ရင်ရှုံးနေရင်ကိုဘဝမှာကြောက်ဖြစ်မရတဲ့အမှားများမျောလင်းရင်ဆုံးရှုံးရင်နှလုံးသားမှာတရားတွေဒီနေ့ခေကြည်ခွေမဆုံးနိုင်တော့ဘူးကွယ်မင်းကိုချစ်ခဲ့တူရင်ခုန်ကမ်းများဝေးမှာဝေးနေဝေးစေဧကေ Yesတဲ့ကံကြမ္မာကိုပဲသိစိတ်နာရဲ ရင်ဆိုင်ရင်ရှုံးနေရင်ကိုဘဝမှာပြောင်းဖြစ်မရတဲ့အမှားများမျောလင်းရင်ဆုံးရှုံးရင်လုံးသားမှာတရားတွေဒီနေ့ခေကြည်ခွေကိုရင်တဲ့ကြမ်းမဆုံးနိုင်တော့ဘူးခွေမိကိုချစ်ခဲ့လေတို့ရင်ခုန်မှန်းများအဝေးမှာဝေးငယ်ဝေးစေဧကေ Yesတဲ့ကံပြောင်းလေကိုသိနာကြည့်ရဲ့နောက်ဆုံးနှုတ်ဆက်ခဲ့ပါရဲ့အချစ်ရဲ့ကိုတော်ပြီကွယ်
Oh, yeah. ပတ်စံချမ်းလာတဲ့ခါမှာလူတွေမြင်ဘာလို့ထားကြခဲ့အင်အားကြီးသူကမြင်ငယ်သူပေါ်သားရတယ်ထောက်ပံ့ရှိရဲ့ခါမှာဘာမှမလွယ်ဘွားတွေကကွာချတယ်ဒီလမ်းမှာပေါ်ရုံးကန်သူတယောက်ရဲ့ဘွားကိုငါနားလဲလုံးထဲမှာနေစဉ်နဲ့အများငါစိတ်ပြီးစီခါတခါဆန်းပြတဲ့လောကကိုကြိတ်မိ yeah ပိုင်ဆိုင်မှုတွေမဲမဲရရတိတ်တီမရှိစောက်လို့တွေရှုံးရင်ဆက်သွားမယ်မျက်လုံးတွေမိတ်ပြီးထိဒိတ်ပဲမဲသလိုနဲ့ပြည့်နေတဲ့တနေ့တာလေးအိုးလူဝါနဲ့လှနေတဲ့နာဂလေးကိုရှေ့မှာတွေ့တိတ်ချိန်တွေပြန်မရောက်ချင်ဘူးရစေးငါမရွှေ့ခြေလန်းတိုင်းရရှေ့ဆက်ဖို့ bro မကားငယ်ကွေးငါမကွေး You don't know how much we struggle You don't know how we came Why you blame bro You ain't got no shame စောက်ပြည့်တဲ့တန်းစီပြောခဲ့တဲ့လူတွေကိုငါမှတ်ထားတဲ့ခုတော့မိသားစုနဲ့ငါတော့ငါဆက်သွားမယ်ရှောင်းလန်းသွားမယ်ပိတ်ကားများပေါ်အိမ်မက်များကိုပြန်ခင်းကြုံခဲ့ရတဲ့ခက်ခဲများနဲ့မြင့်ချင်းများကိုတန်ရှင်းငါတော့မှ ငါမခံမြင်နောင်နာများစွာချမ်းရင်ငါဘွားတစ်ခုကိုဖန်ဆင်း This is how we struggle This is how we struggle This is how we struggle တန်တရားဆောက်ဝိုင်းတွေကဒုက္ခတွေနဲ့လူသားဘွားတွေတက်မတ်တဲ့လူချင်းစိတ်နဲ့မြင်သမျှကိုရှူသားရတယ်ကံကြမ္မာပေးလာခဲ့တဲ့ထူပါကြရဲမှာလူပါဝါရဲခဟန်ဆောင်ပြုံးများကိုအတင်ပြီးတော့ကူစားထားခဲ့ခန္ဓာရဲ့ဘွားသင်္ကန်းသာတွေ့ကြုံများနဲ့ရေးမှတ်ထားပူလောင်နဲ့ချွေးစက်များကြပျော်ရွှင်မှုတွေပြည့်ထွက်သွားစိတ်တန်ရဆိုင် carry ခဏလောက်မေ့ဖြတ်ထားရှေ့ဆက်သွားမယ်ပန်းနိုင်မရောက်ခင်ဖြတ်ကျော်ရမယ်နေ့ရက်များပတ်ဆက်ဆက်ကူသုံးပြရှိရဲ့ငါမှမရှိရဖြုံးပြတွေလူအတ္တတွေကြားထဲမှာရှိလောက်အားနဲ့ရုံးပါလေ most guys တွေကြားနေရလဲရေးမပေးလို့မရှုံးပါ hey ရှင်တန်ရုံးကအုံနောက်တင်ညံများကိုပေါ်တွက်ပြန်ပြီးသုံးချပေးကောင်းမင်းစိတ်နဲ့ဘွားကိုမတွေ့ရင်ဘယ်လိုရောက်ရတက်မှလဲလိုချင်စိတ်မက်တွေအားလုံးကစောက်လွဲပြတ်တာပဲမိုးခိုင်တောက်ဖို့ feel မလောက်တော့ပဲမျက်နှာငယ်ချင်းတွေကဘွားနဲ့ရေးပြီးပေါက်ကွဲထွက်လာခဲ့တယ် keep it real ရတော့မယ်ပိတ်ကားများပေါ်အိမ်မက်များကိုဖြန်းခဲ့ကြုံခဲ့ရတဲ့ခက်ခဲများနဲ့ညစ်ကြေးများကိုတန်ရှင်းဘာတော့မှငါမခံမြင်နောင်နာများသောချမ်းရင်ဘာဘာကိုဖန်ဆင်း this is how we struggle This is how we struggle This is how we struggleရှောင်းလန်းသွားမယ်ပိတ်ကားများပေါ်အိမ်မက်များကိုပြန်ခင်းကြုံခဲ့ရတဲ့ခက်ခဲများနဲ့ညစ်ကြေးများကိုတန်ရှင်းဘာတော့မှငါမခံမြင်နောင်နာများစွာချမ်းရင်ငါဘွားတစ်ခုကိုဖန်ဆင်း This is how we struggle This is how we struggle This is how we struggle
Underneath the bridge, top has sprung a leak, and the animals I've trapped have all become my pets, and I'm living off of grass and the drippings from the ceiling. It's okay to eat fish, 'cause they don't have any feelings. Something in the way Something in the way, yeah. Something in the way Something in the way, yeah. Something in the way Something in the way, yeah. Underneath the bridge, top has sprung a leak, and the animals I've trapped have all become my pets, and I'm living off of grass and the drippings from the ceiling. It's okay to eat fish, 'cause they don't have any feelings. Something in the way င်းတွေငါမချိန်နဲ့မြသက်တွေလူငါခံစားရတဘွားတွေတယောက်ရွယ်ခဲ့တာခုတော့ငါဘာမောက်တာဒူတောက်တာတဲ့ဆိုတော့မှကောင်းကောင်းခိုင်းနေဖြစ်မျိုးလားလူသားတဘောတူရဆိုင်ကလိုလိုသာခွဲကြစို့ကွာတစ်စီတည်းရဲ့များတွေ့လို့ပြန်တွေ့တိုင်းငါမအိုသွေးပြဲမတဲ့တုံနေရင်ငါဘာတူလဲခုကဘာတူလဲဘဝမှာဘာတူလဲခုငါတယောက်တည်းပါတဲ့ကွယ်ပြီးချင်ရတာဘာတူလဲခုကဘာတူလဲဘဝမှာဘာတူလဲခုငါရင်တိုင်းမှာကွယ်ပဲလဲချင်ရတာဒါခင်ထားတဲ့ဆိုတော့မှအတွန်းချခံရတဲ့ဖြစ်မျိုးလားဒုနှစ်ယောက်ကြောင်းတွေပြန်တွေ့ရင်လိုလိုသွေးခဲသွားတယ်ညဘက်အေးရဝင်နိုင်လဲထမတွေ့ဖို့ငါဆူတောင်းစေဒီဘဝတွေ့ဒီညနဲ့ကျင်ပ်ပါနောင်စေကဘာဝေးကြစို့ကွာတစ်စီတည်းရဲ့များတွေ့လို့ပြန်တွေ့တိုင်းငါမအိုသွေးပြဲမတဲ့တုံနေရင်ငါဘာတူလဲခုကဘာတူလဲဘဝမှာဘာတူလဲခုငါတယောက်တည်းပါတဲ့ကွယ်ပြီးချင်ရတာဘာတူလဲခုကဘာတူလဲဘဝမှာဘာတူလဲခုငါရင်တိုင်းမှာရင်ကွယ်ပဲလဲချင်ရတာဘာတူလဲခုကဘာတူလဲဘဝမှာဘာတူလဲခုငါရင်တိုင်းမှာရင်ကွယ်ပဲလဲချင်ရတာတဲ့ကွယ်ပြီးချင်ရတာ yeah ရင်ကွယ်ပဲလဲချင်ရတာ
Chase the motherfucking queens out, bitch. Chase the motherfucking queens out. Chase the motherfucking queen down, bitch. Chase the queen down.စေရေများတွေ့လို့ဖန်တီးလိုက်ငါမှာညီယုံတိုင်းကဘဆူလာ ဟုတ်ပြီလေ စားတယ်ပိုက်စားတယ် The fuck are you doing here? The fuck out of here.မရှိတဲ့နေရာ baby ကိုယ်တွေ့မရှိတော့တာ maybe မရှိလို့စိတ်တမသူတာမလာပါနဲ့နေမလာခဲ့နဲ့ကိုပြောတဲ့ဆေးရန်ရင်နဲ့ပွားမသေးတော့ဆေးရန်များတယ်မလာပါနဲ့မလာခဲ့နဲ့ ဟုတ်တယ်စာယူပြီးအဲ့ဒါကိုကြိုက်တာနင်းရလေသွားပြီအဲ့ဒီမှာငါကင်းရတော့ open ပြီဟုတ်တယ် just missing shit, bro. Damn. Yo. Hello? Mike?
Yeah. Morning.
Morning. Alright.
What have you been doing?
Just doing the React course.
Alright.
Tiptoeing in my Jordans.
Yeah, no, no, done. Alright. Give me a second. I'll grab it.
Hmm?
I will be right back.
Okay.
Hello everyone, my name is Yorli, and I'll be walking we'll use as our root. In index.html, you'll notice to the result of calling the function createRoot string for now. This constant, if it is, will provide a default title like click an animal for a fun fact. Otherwise, we'll just display title. We'll test this behavior in our next task, so for now let's just save our file here. Let's render
Hi, in this video I'm going to show you that is a food delivery app UI, and there might be even like when we say duplicate to your draft specific shape, and this is called a frame. So the first tool you need to know about is the frames here, or you hit F on your keyboard and anything I press will show here on activate a particular tool. As is this, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this and I'm going to click on this screen that exists already, and if I look at the frame here and I click on that, it shows me that this is using an iPhone 11 Pro Max, right? So this is a standard size, and what I can do in Figma is I can hit F again to go into the frame mode, and then I can select here from a bunch of templates and I'll select iPhone 11 Pro Max, and then it automatically puts in a frame of the perfect size. So I'll just place that right next to the original frame and I can start copying the design, right? So I can see here that they have a fancy design element here with the purple, but let's keep things simple for now. And let's just assume I just want a purple background, right? So the easiest way I could accomplish this is I could either give this whole frame a background color, or I could draw a rectangle that's purple, right? That can be, you can see that whenever the group try to well covered that white tool, Y coordinate cursor turns to this values, or is this edge look of these rounded corners, but I don't want them because the original one doesn't have it. It would come to the corner. This allows you to grow. You'll see that is from one of the circles be mentioned. I can double click, so my circle would be like, because again, how will show me the down, will snap the colors. Icons are things that you'll often need when designing mobile interfaces, because you'll want to have an icon for a home screen or something like that. And you can literally Google free or Control V if you're, and I can see that the hold option, excellent. And I think this might be doing some other effects to the text, but we're not going to circle, right? So it's come to Unsplash, right click your hold option on a map tool. I can adjust how just be a perfect circle. It's 104 by 104. It says here, we'll see.
Hey guys, how's it going? I'm back here with another video, and today I'm going to be coding and deploying a really nice application that you can put in your portfolio if you have the option to, and you can actually specify how we want this header to look like, especially size-wise. I want it to be kind of like an h2 tag, so I'm going to say I want this to be as an h2 tag. We can give a color to it, and I want the color to be violet because it's a cool color that Semantic UI has. Part of the browser, because it will make it simple for us if we leave the tab just like this. Item called results, and instead of results we'll in this URL over here, and whatever you put over here is the poster path for the specific image you want. So if you want to fetch the image, you have to go to this URL plus the poster path for the image. We called it movie ID of type string, and we just pass it to the URL. Then we want to do the date input. You'll see that nothing seems to be happening, which is interesting. I actually don't know what is equal. How does this have a rating of 10? This makes no sense. Okay, I'll give it a 7. And let's check out. Okay, it's successfully rated. If we go to TV shows now, it should display that information. So really, really cool. Oh, it actually changed to an 8.5 because I gave it a rating of 8. That's crazy. I definitely affected this rating. I think this only had like 1 or 2 ratings or whatever. But yeah, this is crazy. What we need to do now is we need to add the fact that we voted for this.
If you've ever wanted to build a movie app for your portfolio or just for fun, that's exactly what we're going to be doing. Now that we have some movies in state, we're going to jump down styles to this div just to space some of these for the closing brace. Heading.js. Have a class to pass the search value and the set search value to our search box and hook them up to the input. So we'll say search value and 0.8 with a heart symbol. What you're going to do is go to icons.getbootstrap.com. Before we continue, we're just going to make this heart red. So to do this, all we have to do is jump into our add favorites component and remove favorites.js and
दोस्तों आप सभी का स्वागत है हमारे YouTube चैनल कोडिंग स्टार्ट पे। आज हम लोग IMDb की तरह एक वेबसाइट बनाने वाले जो कि वो था मेरा उसका SRC में पेजेस है और
different function.
Cool. Oh, it actually changed to an 8. But that's basically. Hey guys, how's it going? I'm back here with another video, and today I'm gonna be coding and deploying. See that on the home page we have here a really nice UI displaying a bunch of popular movies in the moment. So if you're in the future, those movies are probably not popular by the time you're watching this, but as of right now, these are the most popular movies that are out with the business plan as well. Not only that, but and so it is done. So now it will look like this. Then I also want to create a couple more folders. I want to create the components folder that will be used for any components that we need to create that will be shared between multiple other components and pages. Then we want to create the pages folder, which will contain all the different pages we have in our application. And then inside of the pages folder, we will create a couple different pages that we're going to have in our app. For example, we're going to have the auth page where we're going to be able to log in to the app. We're also going to have the home page, which we obviously will just item or a menu.item, which will contain the link text called auth, and it will have the following properties. We want to first say that this menu item will act as if it is a React Router DOM link. So if you've ever used React Router DOM, you know that you can navigate throughout pages by using a link. And a link is like an A tag, like any URL link that you can click and go to a page, but it is built by React Router DOM, and it follows the functionality just like React Router DOM wants you to. Get it to the home page actually, and let's see if this works. And then if they are like not loading, it means the data has been received. We will display the column display. We'll put this all inside of this conditional statement, and we'll see that if we were to fetch the data, this is what would happen. But before we do that, let's pass in the kind of data we're displaying, because TV shows have.
We're going to remove a favorite from the favorite list. So currently, if we hover over a favorite, it shows the add to favorites icon, and if we click it, if you've ever wanted to build a movie app for your portfolio or just for fun, that's exactly what we're going to be doing. And if you've ever wanted to build a movie app for your portfolio or just for fun, that's exactly what we're going to be doing in this video. We'll use a real API to get movie results as we type. We'll add a Netflix style horizontal scroll and zoom as we hover over. We'll be able to add movies to our favorites. When we refresh the app, the favorites will still be there. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so our movie search app wouldn't be any good if we didn't have any movies to search for. So we are going to use the OMDB API to search for some movies and display these in our app. If we go to omdbapi.com and click on API key, fill out this form, hit submit, and then we should get an email to your inbox that has your API key and some other stuff. So the next thing we want to do is activate the key just by clicking this link, and it should say your key has been activated. Mine has been activated already. So if we go back to our email, the next thing we want to do is copy this link, and we're going to paste it into Postman just to make sure that everything's working. Fire up Postman, paste the URL in. You can see that Postman has picked up the query parameters that are.
I gotta go, man. Okay. I'm gonna be back in like 30 minutes. Yeah, if you're still here, I'll join back. Okay. Alright. In a bit.
are in this request. So I is an ID of a film and API key is our API key that we were just sent. So if we click send, and we should get a list of JSON back, and we do, which has some details about a film. In this case, it's Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, good. So this is working. So instead of I, what we want to do is use the S parameter, so it just stands for search, which you can see in the documentation. So check the descriptions for details on that. And as a value, we're just going to type Star Wars as an example. So we hit send again. This time we get an array back, and each item in the array has a movie with a title, a year, an ID, a type, and a poster. So
but I feel it still. Ooh. No.
the poster is what we're going to display in our array, and we're just sent. So if we click send, and we should get a list of JSON back, and we do, which has some details about a film. In this case, it's Guardians of the Galaxy. Everything's working. Link, and we're going to paste it into Postman just to make sure that everything's working. Fire up Postman, paste the URL in. You can see the Postman is has picked up the query parameters that are in this request. So I is an ID of a film and API key is our API key that we were just sent. So if we click send, and we should get a list of JSON back, and we do, which has some details about a film. In this case, it's Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, good. So this is working. So instead of I, what we want to do is use the S parameter, so it just stands for search, which you can see in the documentation. So check the descriptions for details on that. And as a value, we're just going to type Star Wars as an example. So we hit send again. This time we get an array back, and each item in the array has a movie with a title, a year, an ID, a type, and a poster. So the poster is what we're going to display in our app. Okay, so now that that's all working, the next thing we're going to do is create a React project. So I'm just going to use create React app for this, but you can use whatever you want. And I'm going to call it movie app. After that's done its thing, we're going to change our directory to movie app, and then we're just going to install Bitstrap. So I'm just going to use create React app for this, but you can use whatever you want. And I'm going to call it movie app. After that's done its thing, we're going to change our directory to movie app, and then we're just going to install Bitstrap. Bitstrap is the CSS.
Node.js is an open source runtime environment used to move all files associated with it manually. Here's how. Open Finder. Use the Command plus Shift plus G shortcut. In the search field, type /usr/local/lib and press enter. Finder will display this location. Locate the files or folders with Node.js in their names and move them to the trash. Then, go to the following locations and remove all Node and Node_modules items. Please note that Node.js may have varying support files called App Cleaner and Uninstaller. This app will completely remove any program, including all its support files. If you wish to view these service files before removing the app, simply switch to expert mode. Furthermore, App Cleaner and Uninstaller can identify the remains of previously uninstalled apps.
.17.1 version of Node.js is installed in my system. So first of all, we'll see which is our present working directory by pwd command. So here we can see that we are not at the root label, right? So we'll go to the root directory or root label directory. So here we can see that we are at the root directory. We have to navigate to USR folder. After that, we have to go to locale directory. In locale,
you mentioned before about being able to have an insight into what was happening in 2016.
Yeah.
What do you think happens in 2024?
I don't know. You know, I met with Robert Kennedy Jr. not too long ago, and he was nice enough to have my wife and I to his house. It was very clear that he's trying to hearken back to a previous remembered America through his family, and he's willing to die for it. There's no question that he's willing to die to seek the presidency. I think that Americans are going to have to come to grips with the fact that our two political parties, either one of them could win if they wanted. But the problem is that they want to win as a trough. So in other words, imagine that what America wants is no more troughs. You don't want to win playing to that aspect of America if it means getting rid of the trough, because the trough was your entire reason for running a political party.
What do you mean when you say trough?
Assume that your party gets into power. Now you get to hire all of your friends into government positions. Then they get revolving door contracts with whoever they were regulating or dealing with. So effectively, everybody's going to pig out and help themselves. Okay, we got Democrats into Congress. Now they can trade their personal accounts and pass legislation and do far better than the market. You know, whatever it is. Imagine what Americans want is like, hey, stop the corruption. I don't trust why we're in Ukraine the way we're in Ukraine, because I don't trust why Hunter Biden is being given a cushy salary from a Ukrainian company. Well, what the population is telling the two political parties is end the troughs. And the political parties are saying, okay, what else do you want? We can't give you that because that's the whole point of why we do what we do. We're not public spirited. We're not thinking about America. We're not thinking about the future. We're not thinking about the good of the world or the environment or any of the stupid stuff that we are forced to talk about every 4 years. We're talking about swimming pools. We're talking about third wives, fourth homes. You know, you're getting in the way of that. So tell us what else you want that doesn't interfere with the trough. And Americans are pretty clear. It's like, get rid of the goddamn troughs.
Yeah.
You're slopping each other. You're pigs at a trough, and now the idea is that since you're not doing.
Sorry, I forgot I was muted.
Give me a sec. Those fuckers.
For some reason, I can't seem to able to create the Expo app and the React app.
What do you mean?
Some kind of npm is missing. It keeps showing up when I try to like create like a React app or Expo app in my terminal. It just shows error.
Can you share your screen?
Yeah, sure. I can't seem to share my window because it's fucking. I can't seem to share it. I'll send you a screenshot.
Yeah. What? So it's VS Code ထဲမှာ terminal ကနေ run လုပ်ရမရဘူး
Yeah, VS Code ထဲမှာလည်းမရဘူး။ UU Code ထဲမှာလည်းမရ
UU Code ဆို
UU terminal ပြော
မင်းခါရဲဘယ်လို run လုပ်လဲ
ခါရဲ
You do npm run.
npm. It's saying that you can't find the npm. I'll send you the error, bro. npx install create react. Never mind, I can't show you the error anymore because I deleted all my Node.js files. I'm trying to reinstall it. Now there's
Node.js.
Yeah, so like React and Expo is a part of the Node.js file, right?
Yeah, you need Node.js.
So you need Node.js, but you don't need to like download anything extra in order to create Expo or React app, right?
No.
You just need Node.js. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm trying to like uninstall Node.js and then reinstall it again, so that maybe I will get some like files missing or some shit like that.
npm runလို့တာ web မှာလည်းမရဘူး
web မှာ npm run လုပ်တာအခုကငါ expo ပြောနေရမှာ expo ခုနကငါကြာ expo ကပထမဆုံး app ကို create ကိုလုပ်လို့မရ
Oh.
create
Like a project. Like you can't create a project.
I can create a project, exactly. Through terminal.
Let's see. Ini chess bana boy so like this. Ini computer ne bana boy. Nai wa.
မင်းနဲ့ငါလည်းပြီးရောမလား
Hey.
နည်းနည်းပဲဆိုတော့ဒီမနက်ကတော့ဆော့လိုက်သေး My end game sucks, man. My opening game's not alright. I'm trying to take some lessons right now. Gotta fix my end game.
The fuck is that?
FaceTime cam.
I think a lot of it is luck, man. A lot of it is luck. At least our games.
Oh, yeah. Or like us being calm enough, like to wait for another person's mistake. That's all we really need to do. Like, our game is so bad. It's actually not that bad. But what I'm saying is our moves are like so basics that it's like we just need to wait until someone else make a mistake and then capitalize on that.
Yeah. Oh no fucking strategies.
What's the strategy? Don't be fucking stupid. fuck is up with these balloons, man? Oh, I think it's the. Fuck off! Okay, I'm gonna send you my error. It's still erroring. The error is still erroring.
Okay.
For fuck's sake, man, I've been stuck on this for so long.
Why that's fucking tiny. You reinstalled Node.js?
Yeah.
Yes, right. If you try this, line.
I think it's gonna be the same error, bro. Same error.